bank robber leading officers.
The presidential candidate of the
News is always on the go, and we get the stories firsthand as they happen, where they happen. We bring the information to you undiluted, verified, accurate, balanced, and without bias. Told from the human angle perspective. We interview the actors and the experts. All facts laid bare. From Nigeria to the rest of the globe, we deliver the news on time and in time. This is News Express on Adamimogo 107.7 FM Ido-Ekiti.
Good evening and welcome to News Express on Adamimogo 107.7 FM, Olojudo's Palace, Ido-Ekiti, our flagship bulletin covering national, state, politics, business, global, entertainment and sports news. In the news, Senate approves President Tinubu's $21 billion foreign loan. Federal government to shift all WAEC NECO exams to CBT by 2026. Ekiti APC says party united managing internal interest. Details of these and other stories in a moment. I am Jemaia Fateye. The Senate has today approved President Bola Tinubu's external borrowing plan of over $21 billion for the 2025-2026 fiscal cycle, paving the way for the full implementation of the 2025 Appropriation Act. The comprehensive borrowing package includes $21.19 billion in direct foreign loans, €4 billion, 15 billion yuan borrowing through government bonds, totaling approximately 757 billion naira. Also included was a provision to raise up to $2 billion through a foreign currency denominated instrument in the domestic market. Senator Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan, representing Kogi Central today, attempted to resume duties at the National Assembly today but was denied entry by security operatives. She arrived at the complex around noon and was initially stopped at the first gate, where she eventually alighted from her vehicle and proceeded on foot with her supporters, including activist Aisha Yusufu. Despite getting past the second checkpoint, the group was met with a locked gate, preventing further access. According to reports, all efforts to gain entry was unsuccessful, prompting the senator and her supporters to leave premises, visibly displeased with the situation. Recall the senator, who had earlier vowed to resume following a court order mandating a recall, expressed disappointment over the obstruction and said she would consult a legal team for further action. It has reaffirmed its commitment tackling illicit financial flows (IFFS) from Nigeria, describing the issue as a serious threat to national development, economic stability and security. Speaking at a national conference in Abuja, the Minister of State for Finance, Doris Uzoka Anite, and the Chairman of the Federal Inland Revenue Service, FIRS, Zak Adedeji, called for a united multi-stakeholder approach to fight the growing problem. Nigeria is estimated to lose up to $18 billion annually through illicit financial flows, including tax evasion, capital flights, trade mispricing, and other illegal transactions. She noted that the Ministry of Finance is adopting a multi-agency, multi-sectorial strategy to combat profit-based erosion, tax evasion, and related financial crimes. Echoing similar sentiments, FIRS Chairman Zak Adedeji emphasized the urgent need to protect Nigeria's fiscal sovereignty. Adedeji added that FIRS has institutionalized transparency in revenue collection to build public trust and is responding to challenges with a comprehensive technology-driven. The Federal Ministry of Foreign Affairs has dismissed recent criticisms by the African Democratic Congress (ADC) about delays in ambassadorial appointments, describing the remarks as alarmist, politically motivated and misinformed. This was after the ADC condemned Tinubu administration's failure to appoint ambassadors nearly 2 years after recalling all Nigerian envoys in September 2023. In a statement, the Special Assistant on Media and Communication Strategy to the Minister of Foreign Affairs, Al-Kazim Abdulkader, The ministry said Nigeria's diplomatic missions remain fully operational and effectively represented by seasoned foreign service officers, including experienced charges d'affaires. The Federal Ministry of Foreign Affairs has dismissed recent claims by the African Democratic Congress alleging poor foreign representation and ineffective diplomatic appointments under President Bola Tinubu's administration. In a statement released today in Abuja by Special Assistant on Media and Communications Strategy to the Minister of Foreign Affairs Al-Kazim Abdulkadir, the ministry described the ADC's report as misleading, alarmist, and politically motivated. According to the ministry, these foreign service professionals continue to advance national interest, deliver consular services, facilitate trade and investment, and protect the welfare of Nigerians abroad. Environmentalist Ankyo Briggs says river people are not happy with the state of emergency imposed on the state by President Bola Tinubu, but noted that they are expecting a decision to elapse by October 1. Speaking in an interview, Briggs said they are still not happy with the situation in the state, but are waiting to see how it all ends up by the 1st of October.
Rivers people have said over and over again that what we're going through because of the personality of the FCT minister, how he sees Rivers State today and how the elected governor sees Rivers State and what the people of Rivers State are going through.
Bola Tinubu declared a state of emergency. Bola Tinubu declared a state of emergency in Rivers State after a prolonged political crisis in the coastal states. He suspended Governor Siminalayi Fubara, his deputy Ngozi Odu, and members of the Rivers State House of Assembly for an initial 6 months. Briggs claims that since the development, that nobody is really accounting for the situation since almost 4 months now, and that the people of Rivers State are at the wreck last month. The Northern Elders Forum (NEF) today gave an urgent call to the federal government to take swift and decisive action in the face of an impending flood crisis threatening vast parts of the northern Nigeria. In a statement released today in Abuja, NEF spokesperson Professor Abubakar Jidere warned that based on current rainfall patterns, historical precedents, and official weather alerts, the region is on the brink of a severe environmental and humanitarian disaster. The statement referenced the National Emergency Management Agency (NEMA) report of 2012, 2022 and 2014 where floods killed and displaced millions of Nigerians, 30 of the 36 states of the Federation. Ahead of the meeting of the National Executive Committee (NEC) of the ruling of Progressive Congress (APC) scheduled for tomorrow, Thursday, 24th June 2025, President Bola Tinubu has been urged to ensure that the position of the party's national chairman is returned to the North Central. The North Central Progressive Congress (APC) Forum made the appeal in a statement by its chairman Alhaji Sali Zazaga, released in Abuja today ahead of the NEC meeting. In the statement signed by Zazaga, a member of the APC Campaign Council in the 2023 election, the North Central APC Forum said returning to the position of national chairman to the region is the only fair and just decision that could be taken at the NEC meeting. The forum noted that beyond being the region that should produce the national chairman, going by the subsisting zoning arrangements, the North Central also deserved the position due to its contribution to the success and development of the APC. Former Vice President Atiku Abubakar has said that any form of threat against the 2023 Labour Party presidential candidate, Peter Obi, is a threat against all Nigerians. His comments come amid backlash following remarks by Edo State Governor Monday Okpebolo, who last Friday warned Obi against visiting the state without obtaining security clearance. Atiku declared in a brief statement posted on his X, formerly Twitter, handle handled today that a threat against Peter Obi or any of the opposition's figure in the country is a threat against all. The controversy stemmed from Obi's visit to Benin City on 7th July, where he was warmly received during a visit to the School of Nursing Sciences at St. Philomena's Hospital. During the visit, he donated 15 million naira to support the completion of ongoing projects at the institution. You're still listening to News Express on Adamimogo 107.7 FM, transmitting live from Olojudo's Palace, Ido-Ekiti. After the break, Ekiti APC says party united, managing internal interest. Details of these and more when we return.
It is another refreshing time and the outpouring power of God as Christ Apostolic Church, Grace of Mercy Prayer Mountain, Adamimogo, Jesus City, presents Sure Mercy of David, a yearly fasting and prayer program where God is set to heal the sick, deliver the poor, set the captives free, and save the lost. Sure Mercy of David comes up in the month of August, every Friday to Sunday, each week in the month of August 2025, as God will be using his anointed servant, Prophet Sam Olualo Baba Adamimogo, and many other great anointed men of God. Many spiritual singers will be ministering in song as well. Venue CAC, Grace of Mercy Prayer Mountain, Adamimogo, Jesus City, Elamija Village, Lekki Epe Expressway, Lagos State. For one-on-one counseling with Prophet Sam Olualo, register at JesusCityRadio.com. Sure Mercy of David. Don't miss it.
Glad to know you're still there. You can subscribe to our YouTube channel via Adamimogo 107.7 FM. For happenings around you or news inquiry, please call our newsroom on this number 0915 786 8095. Now to the rest of the bulletin. Ekiti State Publicity Secretary of the All Progressive Congress, APC, Segun Dikpe, has affirmed the party remains united with no existing faction. According to him, APC in Ekiti is the most formidable and cohesive political force in the state.
And I think we are doing well as a All Progressive Congress. That is why we are still formidable both at the national level and at the state level, even at the local government level. We are doing well in managing our internal conflicts.
Dikpe, who featured on Adamimogo FM Current Affairs show today, the follow-up, acknowledged that ambition is natural in politics and that not everyone can be satisfied due to the limited availability of position. He cautioned party members against allowing personal interest to create division, stressing that while conflicts of interest may arise, the party leadership is effectively managing them. He added that the grassroots support for the APC remains strong and unmatched by the opposition, addressing national concerns.
How will the opposition be able to counter our formidability in the grassroots? The support that we are getting for our party and the ambassador of our party, which is the governor, how will the opposition counter it? How will they weaken what we have, the strong vote we have on the electorate today?
He further urged Nigerians to be patient with President Tinubu, assuring that the president is aware of the hunger situation and has asked for time to tackle the challenges. Some aggrieved leaders of the All Progressive Congress APC in Ado-Ekiti local government of the Ekiti state have petitioned the national chairman over unconstitutional directives by acting state chairman Shola Eleshi and Ado-Ekiti local government chairman Mike Akinleye. In a letter by Chief Tajuddin Gidado and Falaj Doi, the stakeholders accused the two-party officials of violating APC constitution and attempting to stifle internal democracy ahead of the governorship poll. They claimed that following the release of election timetable by Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC), election has directed stakeholders to support only one aspirant and threatened to sanction any member who associates with other aspirants. Meanwhile, both have denied the allegation and reiterated their commitment to party unity, cohesion, and internal democracy. Osun State Governor Ademola Adeleke has declared support for President Bola Tinubu re-election bid in 2027, describing him as a distinguished son of the state. The endorsement came following a meeting with the People's Democratic Party (PDP) leadership caucus in Osogbo, after extensive consultations with traditional rulers, civil servants, market leaders, and grassroots stakeholders across the state. Governor Adeleke in a statement today affirmed his continued loyalty to the PDP, noting that the party remains the most trusted and popular in Osun. He also revealed that the Osun PDP had unanimously endorsed him for a second term in 2026, vowing to deliver more on his administration's 5-point agenda with renewed dedication. In a surprising twist, the governor announced that the state's PDP had also endorsed President Tinubu for the 2027 presidential election, emphasizing that the support was based on Tinubu's identity as a proud son of Osun, signaling a rare show of bipartisan unity. Human rights activist and politician Omoyele Sowore has stated that the reason and other activists in the country joined the protest is not to fight for retirees alone, but it is an avenue to actually for policemen that assist serving. Speaking in an interview, the 2023 presidential aspirant said he believed and stand on the idea that no policeman should be paid less than 500,000 naira per month.
The reason why we got involved in this is not to fight for retirees, it is to actually fight for policemen who are still serving. Our position is that no policeman should be paid less than 500,000 naira per month.
It stressed further that the funds that goes into the military which are mismanaged should be injected in the internal policing of the state, which will lead to the reduction of crimes drastically. Meanwhile, the president of Pension Funds Operators Association of Nigeria has said one of the things his association have been advocating for is the federal government or the police hierarchy to increase the contribution for the police force.
One of the things we've advocated is that for the federal government or the police hierarchy to increase the contributions for the police force. So right now it's 10%. They can decide to say, well, we increase it to 20% perhaps, so that the contributions are more. And when the contributions are more, the amount to invest is more, and the amount they will get at payout is more.
The protest, which kicked off yesterday at Abuja, has been getting more reaction. On business, CBN MPC retains Nigeria's interest rate at 27.50%. Adetinuyu Adebayo is our guide.
Good evening and welcome to Business News. The Central Bank of Nigeria CBN's Monetary Policy Committee MPC meeting has retained the country's interest rate at 27.50%. The governor of CBN, Olayemi Cardoso, disclosed this at the end of the 301st MPC meeting in Abuja today. He noted that all members of the MPC agreed unanimously to maintain the interest rate amidst sustained moderation in the inflation rate, which stood at 22.22% in July. MPC also retained the cash reserve ratio (CRR) at 50% for deposit money banks and 16% for merchant banks. Still on business news, the Dangote Oil Refinery has begun exporting premium auto spirit (PMS) to other countries of the world. President of the Dangote Group, Alhaji Aliko Dangote, disclosed this today at the ongoing Global Commodity Insight Conference on West African Refined Fuel Markets hosted by NMDPRA in partnership with S&P Global Insights. According to him, between June and July 2025, the refinery exported up to 1 million tons of petrol. Dangote's comment is coming amid claims that the refinery could not meet local petrol demands. And that's all on business news. I am Adetinuyu Adebayo.
On foreign, Russia downplays Ukraine talks as deadly attacks continue. Timileyin Adeleye is our guide.
Hello and welcome to the foreign scene. Russia has played down expectations of any breakthrough in the upcoming talks with Ukraine in Turkey, as Ukrainian officials said one child was killed and more than 20 people were wounded in overnight Russian attacks. Kremlin spokesman Dmitry Peskov told reporters today, saying it is hardly possible in the current situation, stating they do not have any reason to hope for some miraculous breakthrough in the talks. Speaking further, the spokesman indicates their intention to pursue their interests and to ensure they fulfill the task they set for themselves from the very beginning. Still on the foreign scene, dozens of provincial officials and hospital staffs were reported to have attempted to cover up a lead poisoning case that made hundreds of children sick in northwest China and sparked widespread outrage. According to reports from Gansu provincial authorities, the officials tampered with the blood test of students who were poisoned at Beijing Kindergarten in Tianzhu City in the bid to hide the results of the test. It added that city officials also accepted bribes from an investor in Beijing while neglecting food safety inspections competitions across several preschools. In an attempt to attract more students, Beijing chefs had used indelible paint to enhance the look of its meals, the report said. And that's all on the foreign scene today. My name is Oluwatimileyin Adeleye.
And finally on sports, Bayana Salgado says team mentally, physically ready for Super Falcons. Mayowa Olashui is our guide.
Good evening and welcome to Sport News. Gabriela Salgado has declared that South Africa are mentally and physically prepared for the clash with Nigeria, even as though she admitted that facing Nigeria would be a tough challenge for the defending champions. The South African midfielder further said it is important to psych themselves up for the task ahead. Plus, they are physically and mentally prepared for the Super Falcons. Today's encounter will hold at Labi Zauli Stadium, Casablanca, while the winner will face either hosts Morocco or Ghana in the final at the Olympic Stadium in Rabat on Saturday. South Africa have won the WAFCON title once in their history. Still on sports, despite having a contract with Bayer Leverkusen lasting 2 years, former Arsenal midfielder Granit Xhaka is willing to make a move to the English Premier League team this summer. The ex-Arsenal man has snubbed several offers from across Europe and beyond to mark a return to Premier League. The agent confirmed in an interview the player have reached a basic agreement with Sunderland. In his words, he hoped that his current club, Bayer Leverkusen, will be willing to respect his decision to leave the German club this summer. And that is all for Sport News. I am Mayowa Olashui.
With our sports story, we end this edition of News Express on Adamimogo 107.7 FM Olojudo's Palace, Ido-Ekiti. Just before we go, the highlights again. We told you that the Senate has today approved President Bola Tinubu's external borrowing plan of over $21 billion for the 2025-2026 fiscal cycle, paving the way for the full implementation of the 2025 Appropriation Act. Remember, we also told you that the federal government has revealed that privately owned computer-based test centers and others belonging to public institutions would be fully deployed in the conduct of the school-based senior school certificate examination by next year. And finally, we reported that Ekiti State Publicity Secretary of the All Progressive Congress, APC, Segun Dupe, has affirmed the party remains united with no existing faction, noting that APC in Ekiti is the most formidable and cohesive political force in the state. That's News Express from Adamimogo 107.7 FM Olojudo's Palace, Ido-Ekiti. On behalf of the production crew led by Mayowa Olashui,